This Golgari Adventures deck has been a ton of fun. Like, so insanely much fun to play. And I've won almost every single game with it. And it has kind of the classical Golgari Adventures package, right? We have the Edgewall Innkeeper to draw cards off Foulmire Knight, off Murderous Rider, off Lovestruck Beast, an Order of Midnight just to pair to do some recursion with. And it winds up just being a lot of tiny creature value. You know, like you draw a card and you summon a 1/1. You summon a 1/1 and you summon a 5/5. You regain a key 1/1 and you then have a 2/2 flying in the air. And this is sort of just like the base of the deck. That is how it's always been. But then this Toski, Bearer of Secrets, has just been a phenomenal card with so many 1/1 pingers, where we're already getting lots of tiny marginal value, and then we draw a bunch of cards and continue to grind out with tiny marginal value. Other cards that are notable new includes would be Valki, God of Lies, is just a very, very strong way to peer at their hand, get some stuff out of there, and we get to cast the other side for free. Instead of 4 swamps, we run 4 of the black-red pathways. Instead of 4 forests, we run 4 of the green-red pathways. And it just winds up being extraordinarily cool, this idea. And this is an idea that I feel like I've learned from this deck, which is run a 2-color deck and then splash a 3rd color by doing 4 of each of the pathways in there. I think that's like a really cool, efficient way to splash that color. So, with that in mind, let's hop right into it. We're almost to Diamond. Normally, the decks that I like to play don't have very high win rates. This deck is actually just a very, very strong in the meta deck. So we're winning with it. CMI CH08 says, hey everyone. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, we have to keep this hand. This hand is way too funny. Right? This is the funniest hand we've ever seen. I also don't see a, we don't see any kind of companion. Are you me? I'm hanging on to it. Alright, so this is Gruul Adventures. So this is actually going to turn out okay. We can play the 1/1. Play the 1/1 to redraw. Good stuff already coming in. So this is the most gruely adventure-y thing that I've ever seen. And I think I need to just pick off the Edgewall Innkeeper here, right? Because it's Gruul, a whole lot of our value is... Or actually, we just get a whole lot of value by having this Death Toucher here. I'm feeling very... I actually have a weird energy level. So I'm doing 2 30-day projects, right? One is like focusing heavily on the, you know, the work stuffs that I've spoken about previously. Just trying to be more diligent about spending time on my little fun game projectees. I think I want this to be black, so that way we can do this. But the other one is drink no calories. That is mine other goal. No calories for Sean. Also, we are on the verge of losing immediately to a Embercleave. But I guess if we're seeing the Sajiri Shelter, there is no Embercleave. I don't think that this night list runs any of that nonsense. Amazing. Given how empty this board looks, I mean, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play Vivien. Right? I think I'll probably do Vigilance with these. No, I'll do Reach because there could be a very scary dragon.
And Decoria answers.
Yeah, drink no calories is like super. It's just a really easy thing to think about. Because, like, I just let my eating habits go. Every time I order Thai food, I get a Thai iced tea. Anytime I get tacos, I get a Mexican Coke. Every Friday, I have beer. Like, I've just been like, whatever, fuck it. I don't care. I'm in a pandemic. Wah! Welcome, Giant Killer. Heartless Act is a good one. So basically it's water, coffee, and tea. And I think coffee and tea have like 5 calories in huge ones. I think I'll do Reach on this one again. I think that I really do want to get my Reachers. Thick Butt says, Sean's here like having beer every Friday is too much. Well, it certainly is if you're trying to lose weight. Oh, you love to see it. Yeah, I wanted some sort of just, like, simple weight loss, like, or I should say weight loss positive goal that was not a lot of upkeep to do. Because, like, for instance, if I'm trying to constantly cook food and shit, you know, or, like, trying to get my variety up and all this stuff, I think in these creature matchups, we peel this one out. I think that there's a pretty good amount of targets for Elspeth's Nightmare, huh? I think I just go removal heavy. So, like, I find if I'm trying to make healthy meals and stuff, there's this entire other problem, which is, like, actually allocating the time to cook and stuff like this. But, I mean, if I'm trying to reduce the number of calories that I'm intaking, just making sure all the fluids don't have any, it just feels like a really smart way to start. Okie dokie. Hydra Homie Club for life. Damn right, generic one. Damn right. That's actually a very good sign if this is the run out that we see. Golden Dragon says you still have to avoid eating a bag of Doritos to yourself, though. Yeah, that's an independent struggle that you're referencing here. Wow. An Bertoletti is low on Landos. Okay, great. Hey, how's everyone else's 30-day projects going? Oh, I remember what I was talking about, but then I got distracted by myself. Because I've been drinking no calories, I actually have, like, really weird energy levels. Sure. I don't really give a damn about that. Crazy, I've been building a blueprint book for Factorial Rail Network, something I've been meaning to do for years. Oh, hell yeah, Craig. Haromir says, Sean, I turned 30 today. Any advice for a birthday boy? Yeah, man. Just like, dude. Like, I'm serious. Man, like, look. Like, listen, man. Sajiri Shelter or Unleash Fury? This is not that big of a deal. I'm gonna get this one out. And, I mean, I'm gonna do this. So, I mean, I may as well run this as red since I have the Valki in the hand. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one! Oh my god. What am I doing? Fuck. I mean, that's just like... there's a misclick, which is like, I was trying to click here, but I clicked there. That was like a brain misclick, where I literally targeted and clicked precisely on what my brain was trying to do, which was the wrong one. Is there a word for that? A mind misclick? I'm conceding. I don't even know what that is. Yeah, total brain fart, man. Yeah, this is fine. Deathrun says, Chad, you stop distracting Day9 with questions while he's playing. Remember, it is physically impossible for chat to distract me. It's me opting to look at chat. You know what I mean? Like, chat doesn't make any noise. Conceding out of shame? No, no shame here. Just frustration. I just don't want to play that game out. What if we type loudly? Watch this. Boom. You just got minimized. Unbelievable. Alright, where's that chat window? Get over here. I think I actually don't want this. I think Lovestruck Beast is good when I have like one Lovestrucker. No, I've been bone-cronked. Been bone-cronkled. It's a good thing I just put a Lovestruck Beast at the bottom of my fucking deck. God, I'm really annoyed about that misclick. That was dumb. What do you know? Follow your bones. Alright. God, I had such a good spot last game. I was just so annoyed. Dwarf Apple's favorite secondary character in the Dresden Files? Probably... Butters is pretty good. Maybe just Goodman Gray. I know he's, like, very new. I think we're actually going to lose. Show me what you got. I actually think this is the one that we get rid of, huh? We both have pretty terrible hands, huh? Bob the Skull is great, because Bob's just like... Very ridiculous. Alright, it's time to get the 2-3 beatdowns. Ah! Fucking hell. Come on, man. I mean, we're kind of going even. I'm really scared. Because Anber Toletti can easily just peel a showdown of the Skulls and really dump on us. Okay. This is absolutely going to... like, 100,000% is just going to be sacked and thrown at our face. Oh, there's literally a Sajiri Shelter right here. What am I doing, man? What's going on with my head? Thank God we do a short stream on Thursdays. Like, what the fuck am I doing? What am I doing? Ah! Never didn't have it. Still, just really terrible. Ed Bighead says, do you recall a match where you were the most nervous playing? No, I don't really get that nervous when I play Magic. All right. I mean, I played StarCraft a lot. Oh my god, I'm so fucking annoyed that we just brain farted in the second game. I mean, maybe the argument is that I should have... I will definitely attack here. Trading this is fine. Hey, Pierogi Addict, gifting 5 to us on our fine day. Good to see ya. We've gotten, I guess, 6 spells. Oh, come on, man. This is so annoying. Ugh. Have you tried not drawing Lance? I've tried. It doesn't work. Oh my fucking god. This is so stupid. Okay, I'm just conceding. That is the dumbest ever. That is so dumb. The game is dumb. Game sucks. That is fucking so stupid. Ugh. So annoying. It's like 2 annoying things in a row. First annoying thing, just brain fart, screwed up. And that's that, you know. But then just like getting land flooded. Ugh. Ugh. That is so annoying. That is so fucking annoying. Why Golgari Adventures? The deck is working really. It's just an incredibly strong deck, Aluhard. Incredibly strong deck, Aluhard. Before this, we'd won, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 best of 3s in a row. This deck does not actually run, that many lands anyways. I go back and forth on the land thing with some frequency. Okay, so it appears we're up against the Izzet Snow list, which is running a lot of Brazen Borrowers, a lot of Bone Crusher Giants, and a good amount of Counterspell type stuff. So we really have to make sure we're trying to get as much value as possible. All Heart says, haven't seen others play too much. It's reasonably common. I think it's maybe 6th in the meta. Investigate. No, it's way the hell down there. Well, I guess it was popular last week. Yeah, it's not even showing up in the meta at all. Damn. Alright, so we just do this and Heartless Act this and move on with our lives. I think... Is this not value enough? I'm not actually sure what I'm looking for. Probably just an Order of Midnight or another Edgewall Innkeeper. Bang. Yeah, I've heard, like, getting land flooded and land screwed, I've heard that, like, I heard this described once as not a problem with lands as mana, but it is a consequence of lands as mana. And the comparison was, like, hey, when people drive cars, sometimes they get into accidents. This is not a problem with cars. In other words, if someone said, okay, cool, but let's just design a car where it doesn't ever have an accident. Like, fundamentally, when you give people the ability to drive their own car, you also immediately, as a consequence, have people messing up when they do that. I thought that was a really interesting comparison, because for a long... Oh, this has that card in it. Okay. Brazen Borrower bounce, and then I just Murderous Rider with the Sprite Dragon. Sure. Scry to scry. Yes, because there's been a number of games that have said, we're going to change the way the mana system works. We're going to change it. So that way you don't get mana screwed. Where, you, like, there's been games where each card has a front side, which is the creature, or you can play the back side, which is the land. I'd rather do this and force my opponent to spend resources. This can be bounced or shot at with a Bone Crusher. If it's bounced, I get to replay it as a 1/1. And a lot of those games wound up being extremely linear and extremely bland. And, you know, interestingly, Hearthstone talked about this when they designed their mana system. In the Hearthstone mana system, on turn 1, you have 1 mana. On turn 2, you have 2 mana. Turn 3, 3 mana. Yada, 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 yada.
There is no
Oh, that's good.
virtue without bravery.
No. This gets first strike. So. I think I should just shoot this one. And that one's the real problem, huh?
Back to training.
Hearthstone actually had a lot of issues when they had 1, 2, 3 mana just going up like that. Because they found that there were no choices and decisions to be had on the turn. And as a result, they created hero powers, which is that, for any of you who've never played Hearthstone, you have the ability to, you have a hero power that you can use once per turn. And it's 2 mana, and it's very, very weak. But it's free. As in, it doesn't spend a card, it's just 2 mana to do. So, like, for instance, a normal creature is a 2-mana 3/2. It's like a really normal stat line. A hero power might be spend 2 mana, make a 1/1. So they found that when they did this, this actually created... Zoinks. I believe we've lost. I see no way to win this. My opponent has yet to play a 4th land, which implies to me it's like spell, spell, spell. So I find that that is, you know, like in that last game, I was very frustrated because I had brain farted and literally clicked on the wrong thing. You know, I was like, okay, well, we will Elspeth's Nightmare, the enemy Innkeeper, and then I just didn't. I just literally did not do that. Ugh, it was so dumb. And so I conceded, and then I got flooded. Like, man, I hate the feeling of that flooding shit. And I'm sure I'll be fine. Well, actually, I know I'll be fine, but it's just... It's kind of like when you just play a really, really long game of StarCraft and you fuck something up at a key time, and as a result, you lose. And then you're just like, ugh! And then you play in the next game and you get cheese. Yeah, this doesn't do anything for us, huh?
I can work with that.
I'm gonna swing with both of these. Fuck. Okay. That's the one line that fucking kills us. Alright, that's fine. Fuck. Alright. What to do? Want these out of here. Probably want just the Elder Gargaroths. I think this is it. I think that... Oh, yeah. These are good, too. Vorinclexes are bad. I think that... Yeah, this should be a pretty easy sideboarding plan. Oh, man. I'm gonna go get my twiddly pen. My twiddly pen makes me feel better. Twiddly pen time. Ta-da! I've done it. I hope Shasta just disconnects. Rasputin says, have you played Diablo? Like Diablo 1? I mean, the answer is yes for 1, 2, and 3, but varying amounts. Played a lot of Diablo 1 as a kiddo. Should put another spell land, maybe? Like, which one you thinking, C-Dub? I mean, I think the list is pretty tight. And I don't mean tight in the way that I normally mean it. I mean tight as in the classical Magic the Gathering version. Of, like, it's hard for me to think of a card that we would cut and replace. Playing it slow. Playing it slow. Since I was very frustrated at the land flood. How old does this deck play against the ultimatum decks? I haven't lost to one yet. I played a good amount, so I assume reasonably. We're gonna wait on the Innkeeper because we want to play it when we can follow it up with a Murderous Rider. The concern I would have of cutting a forest for a Kazandu Mammoth is that it comes in tapped. This Temple of Malady is already stretching it quite a bit. Faceless Haven is fine. Played a ton of Diablo 1 when I was a kid. Played a lot of Diablo 2 in college. Played Diablo 3 briefly. It didn't have as hardcore of a looting system when I was a kiddo. Mike Ralphone says, hey Sean, been out of the loop for a while. What's the current Psy deck? Doesn't really exist. It's a really, really nice meta. It's just really, really even. Even the most played decks don't have that high of a win rate and are very attackable. The current most popular deck is Sultai Ultimatum, and if you want to take a peek... Ooh, that's a nice one. If you want to take a peek at how that one plays, I uploaded it to my YouTube channel not long ago. Elder Gargaroth are going to be good. Right now, the real benefit... this card, weirdly, is kind of a whiff against us because it can only be cast at sorcery speed. So my opponent often taps out, and then, once my opponent has tapped out, I play all this good stuff. Which means that I very often get to just start swinging in, like this, and make them spend extra mana. What can possibly be cast, huh? It's just a bounce spell, right? Devil's Advocate says, hey Dana, is it too late to join the DK30 challenge, or can people still join? Absolutely. We warmly welcome it. In fact, funny story. I have not yet filled out my own DK30, even though I've been doing it for a few days. I need to come up with a better explanation for DK30, I feel. Look around and... That is literally strictly incorrect. But it's still great. Ooh, you love to see it. We were talking about Diablo 3. Yeah, the thing about Diablo 3 is that I think Diablo 3 is just unbelievably, ridiculously way more successful than all the other past Diablos. I think, like, insanely, stupidly, ridiculously out of control salesful. Oxvagonus, no problem. You'll love to see it. Oh my god, that's really good. I'm the Dinosaurs. It's the #1 all-time best-selling game, I believe. You know, I don't trust any of those lists at all. Because most publishers don't even. sell that kind of information. So we definitely want to take this, huh? You know, this technically is a slightly less efficient play. This technically has issues, because what if it gets picked off? But I think the answer is I'm going to be drawing, like, many cards a turn. But anyways, like, Diablo 3 is just, like, stupidly, ridiculously successful in a way that I think people that are more on my side of the gaming spectrum, which is they tend to be more hardcore, they tend to, like, play a game as, like, almost their main non-work hobby. It's like a second job. I mean, there's just a lot of players in my sort of core category group that are like, well, I mean, Diablo 2 had such a more elaborate progression system. It was so much more difficult. Like in other ARPGs, other non-Diablo 3 ARPGs, there's like different damage types, and if you have like, I remember I had a friend who was like a charged boltress. It was like a lightning sorceress that just did charged bullshit, and encountered lightning immune monsters and was unable to do anything. You know, or highly lightning resistant monsters. It's like, Sean, I need you to help me clear this area because I literally can't do anything right now. It's just fucking funny. And, you know, when I would play Diablo 3 was very much so like, hey, if you want to do a bunch of stuff with poison synergies, just do it. Damage is just damage. Damage is damage. And there's a lot of flatness, especially in the early. Sure. Absolutely. Sounds terrific. Mystic Reflection, flash this in. It enters as an Elder Gargaroth. I kill it before it even gets a chance to block. And so, you know, I've heard a lot of things of people say, kind of like dumping on Diablo 3's, it's just a worse Diablo 2 and all this stuff. But I mean, like, fuck, man, I think Diablo 3 is just like a brilliantly done game. It's just an amazingly well done game, especially the art. Holy shit, the art is just stunning. But I'm a little bit too much of a pain piggy. I think I enjoy a little bit too much some of the more brutal elements of character progression. But it's kind of interesting. Like, okay, so I think there is something to be said about different intensities of media and experience that I want to consume. Like, for instance, right now I'm playing, you know what you've heard me do for the past 30 minutes? Go, that land flood. I'm so annoyed about that. I like that experience. I really like that experience a lot. Because Magic the Gathering is a very meaningful, decision-punishing game, so moments like that kind of make me, kind of wakes me up a little bit. I'm tripping over my words less, I'm articulating my points better. Since that frustrating thing happened. But, I find that when I was younger, there were certain types of, like, television shows that I would consume that I would consider, like, good shows. And there's shows that I watch now that I consider, like, alright shows. They're, like, fine, but it's that they're easy to consume. I don't know what this is. I don't have, like, the language to describe this. But, for instance, my wife and I have watched, like, 4 seasons of Survivor. And you know what's nice about Survivor? I don't actually have to pay that much attention to it. It's a low attention intensity show. It's a comfy show. Yeah, it's a very comfy show. Wow. This hand kind of sucks, but that's okay. Jay Falsey 10 says, said as someone who loved Diablo 2 and saw the endgame as Infinity Bale runs. There's a lot of Bale runs in that game. There's a hell of a lot of Bale runs. Nice. Oh my god, sweetheart, thank you. Special tea delivery. This is the correct one to do. I know this looks bizarre that I'm getting the smaller one first, but I think I need to prepare for the upcoming stuff. I don't think Shasta actually has any counters in the deck. His Bright Dragon can get swole, but it has counters on it. And Stormwing Entity does not, which means this Heartless Act will always be live versus the Stormwing Entity, whereas if I were to kill this Stormwing Entity first, and then try to wait for this, I would have to be casting a 3-mana spell, which I don't really want to do. Good. I mean, we just get so much value out of these Edgewall Innkeepers. I don't think Villain has any more flyers due to the fact that we've seen a Bone Crusher pop out on the last turn. M. Bronstein! Oh my god, gifting us 10 subs today. Thank you, M. Bronstein. So sad I missed the past couple of weeks' streams because my music group was busy. Happy to be back. Well, dude, M. Bronstein, tell us about your music group. That's actually... I'm increasingly aware of just how many of my buddies who thrive on projects who are all really creative have been, like, out of the project creative groove for a while. And the idea of just, like... you getting back into it is just so awesome. That's fine. Oh, Gargaroth is the nut draw right here. Ron says, I play French horn, playing a brass quintet called Axiom Brass. Yeah! Murray Top says, what's your opinion when the bad guy always ropes you? Oh, it doesn't bother me even a little bit. People have a lot of stuff going on in their lives. Maybe they are, maybe they got a kid and they're trying to play Hearthstone and their kid's asking them for something. Maybe they're just having a long day and they're responding to a text, you know, or something like this. Doesn't bother me even a little bit. Man, day 9 with the soul reads right now, man. Look at this. If this becomes a snowland, I mean, that's just incredible news. Very easy blocks. Can anyone tell me the command to get the deck list? Yeah, Chainsaw Dan. Hover your mouse right here and you'll be able to get it right there. I'm going to go ahead and gain 3 life here. Yeah, this has Vigilance and Reach and Train, all that good stuff. The most easily missed Reach in the game. Oh, nice play. Nice play. We can get it back when we cast Agadeem's Awakening for 1 billion in a moment. Ooh, yeah, we're definitely Swingo Dingoing right here. Because I don't have to worry about anything coming at instant speed to me, I'm just going to be playing this. If my opponent plays a Sprite Dragon and tries to swing in, they die on the swing back, so... Alright, that's good stuff. Flameseeker says, wouldn't it be better to take out the land with the Death Touch to reduce the amount of mana opponent can use? The reason why what I did is better is because for their land to animate, they need to spend mana. So by leaving that up, I am choking their mana more than if I destroyed it directly. Because the way to think of it is they can either have a 4/3 on the board for free every time, or they can have a 4/3 on the board and tap 3 mana every turn on offense and on defense. And for that reason, fuck that guy. Yeah. Again, I see no, whatever the hell it's called, companion. Flameseeker said, did not think of that. That's this whole game. This whole game is, oh shit, that's right. That's what this game is. That's what strategy games are. Like, if you... If you watch some chess and someone's like, hey, why'd you do that? It's like, well, if I do this and this, I die immediately. And they're like, oh. Right. This is a problem. I really wish I could have gotten at the Great Henge. But alas, I can't. If I can pick off this, then we basically win the video game. Pass. No blocks. Pass. Look. Oh, there goes that. The full bullpen. Okay, pass. No, yeah. Oh, where were you last turn, you butthead? I'm actually not entirely sure what to do here. Probably this. Genome TV, is it possible to make Tibalt 7 any good? It seems to me like, considering his colors, he's literal garbage and barely playable. Wait, are you talking about, like, are you talking about this side? This side that is, like, run in, like, the top deck right now? And is just, like, bone-crushingly effective? I mean, that card, the card's incredible. This card is, like, an incredible card. This card's fucking ridiculous. I wouldn't change anything. It freaks me out. Yeah, that card's very, very, very out of control, man. One of the reasons, like, if this were just a 7-mana side, I think it would not be too good. The fact that it's both of these means that early game, you can even run 4 Valkis very safely, because you play a Valki, you have the Valki turn into what's under it, and then you can play another Valki, which allows you to get around the Legend rule. And then, if you ever top deck it later on, it is incroyable. Does everyone just not remember that this has Death Touch? Or I suppose we'd say what's going on is that Give me 1 second, everyone. Let's just freeze the frame. Synthetaxes. I just watched a video where Luis Scott Vargas said that he can't wait for Eldraine to cycle out of Standard, stating that it has done most damage to the game that any set has done in recent history. I mean, we've talked about that a lot here. It is just poison. I mean, the set is actually so stunningly out of control good. I cannot believe that it was printed. I mean, I'm in like dis-fucking belief about it. It's just ridiculous. Alright. Well, this is in a way good, but in a way we lose. Alright. So I think that this Toski Bearer of Secrets just goes. Very, very simple. Are there any targets for this? Come here. Where's my Polukranos? There you go. I think this is right. We increase the amount of removal, keep the same shell, and then have some thicker big boys. What makes it so ridiculous? I mean, the power level of Eldraine is just staggering. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a real dark stain in the history of Magic for sure. Just how... That's actually probably way too dramatic of a statement. The cards are just too good. Cards are just too good. Scipio says, has WotC given an official response on the reason behind the number of bans in recent Standard? Here's the thing. I've talked about this before. I'll say this again. Wizards is fundamentally in a spot where they're kind of screwed because they have a physical game. That's their curse. That's their curse. They have a physical card game, so you can't patch stuff. Now, I played Hearthstone when there were some cards that were literally so good that, like, they would have been banned if they were in Magic, like, immediately. Yeah, people credit fire design as an issue, and I don't think that makes sense at all. I think crediting an acronym, because fire is fun, interactive, and then what's the R and the E in there? I mean, again, they're fundamentally screwed by making a physical card game where they have to do two things. One, you can only ban. You can either ban or not ban, and that's it. You can either ban or not ban, and that's it. Second thing, because it's physical, you have to test like 2 years in advance. Which means that if in a year you sensibly ban a card, that card that was banned, all the cards that are coming after it were tested when that card wasn't banned. Again, if you're testing in 2018 for 2020 releases, and in 2019 they banned Veil of Summer, all the stuff in the 2020 release was tested in 2018 where Veil of Summer wasn't banned. And you're just screwed from the get-go. And so, what I know that what happened with a lot of the recent bans was twofold. One, Wizards was trying to increase the overall power level in Standard. What do we do? What do we do? Probably just get this. This is pricey. Do I take the Tangled Florahedron? I'll take the dude. We'd like to hit a land here, but if we don't, it's fine. Malevolentinous, gift and subs. I think I also missed a sub gift Roni name. And so what happened was Wizards had to ban a few things, which meant that they banned a lot of cards that I'll call good protective spells. And because they had to ban these good protective spells, the things that were being stopped by the good protective spells suddenly got really strong, so those had to be banned. And yada 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 yada. In addition to that, they were trying to increase the overall power level of Standard. And that, I think, is just a really challenging thing to do when you have ban or not. So, I mean, I literally... I think Wizards are the best multiplayer game designers in the world, period. Period. And I say that as someone whose favorite game is StarCraft, right? But I think Wizards has proven over the course of 30 years that they're just, like, fucking insane at continuously coming up with cool new ideas, making cool gameplay, changing the gameplay, keeping it similar enough that you don't feel, like, too confused if you've done what I've done and play a little bit, stop for a while, play a little bit, stop for a while, and so on and so forth. I mean, I think that they are fucking brilliant. And, you know, like, why would they want to increase the power level of Standard? Isn't that a terrible idea? No, I think it's a completely reasonable idea. Modern is really popular, right? Modern has a higher power level than Standard, right? Polukranos, oh yeah. So I gotta pick off one of these, right? This says Death Touch, this doesn't. I think I just block like this, let this one through, Heartless Act this, and leave the Murderous Rider up for the Stone Coil. This is a bit of a risk, but I'm not that concerned about it. Well, that's good they didn't swing. So let me remember this. If damage would be dealt, prevent that damage and remove that many counters. Okay. Where is it? It deals combat damage to an opponent. Wait, where is the combat damage that would be dealt by creatures you control can't be prevented? Okay. So if it can't be prevented, I think this means that think that means it doesn't lose counters. I mean, it certainly dies. But I don't think it loses counters. Okay, so let's... Then we have this large thing to worry about with the Murderous Rider. Okay, so we spend 3 to fight this. Because this is combat damage would be prevented, but a fight is not combat damage. So this would make it a 2-2, and this would kill this. And we can Heartless Act this bad boy, huh? Okay, so let's... May as well make this red. So I think I fight this one, huh? Like this, right? That's right. Does lose them? Yeah, nah. There's some rules interaction that I don't know how they function. Good, we want to Murderous Rider that one. Because it's huge. Alright, you fucked up, man. For the diamonds. Oh, yeah, this is... I think this is just super bad to have here. Swarm Shambler, okay. This is when... Spell an opponent controls, okay. Let's gain some health. Elder Galactus says, how are you today? You know, weirdly, I've been sleeping a ton. I'm just feeling a little tuckered, you know? Feeling a little tuckered. Well, that's not it. This is gonna be real nice when we have Elder Gargaroth in the deck. Big Bada Wada Boom. Yeah, I think it's good. Little Tucker, no, a little tuckered. Tuckered. On 40 minutes is effectively questing Beast's ability makes Polukranos' ability work thusly. If damage would be dealt to Polukranos while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, don't prevent that damage and also remove that many +1/+1 counters from it. Weird. Ty Buenos says, do you think it's your diet? As in maybe you're deficient or something? I think, you know, there's something I think that is probably the source of all of it, which is that streaming is an incredibly intense job. And I do work outside of streaming as well. And so I think that, like, you know, when there's a lot of stuff going on, and when I have a lot of stuff going on, the nuts, the absolute nuts. What's your job outside of streaming? Supporting the streaming business, Elder Galactic. When I turn the stream off, there's still lots of stuff to do. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so I mean, there's just almost always a lot of stuff to be done. Okay, by the way, we are 1 billion% Murderous Ridering this right away. Period. Because our opponent has shown great henges, and I don't want that to go down. Tybuena says, have you read any of the research into burnout? Sounds like maybe some of the strategies for helping with that might help with the high workload. Sure. But okay, let me see here. But, I mean, I want to stress that what I didn't say is, I'm tired today, and I don't know what to do, there's no way out, I'm hopeless. I'm just tired today, and I'm totally fine with and at peace with that, you know? Yeah, I mean, I have done the streaming business for... This will be the 12th year coming up. And I've learned that some days you're just tired. Ty Bueno is very fair. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Ty Bueno. See, here's what I really appreciate about you, Ty Bueno. You brought up a concern, brought up a consideration. That's a lot of fucking damage. Let's see if we can snatch a removal spell. You brought up these things as considerations, as thoughts, as things that, you know, to think about, and then just went, hey, that's fair, okay, cool. There's a type of person. There's a type of person that wants to control. Like, I'm tired. Have you done this? Have you done this? You should do that. Why aren't you doing that? Is there a reason why you don't want to do this? You know, and it's just like, ah. Alright, we did it. This could be a mistake, so I'm just gaining the life. Did we do it? Have we done it?